Hello everybody, welcome back to 40 Days with Henry. Today's passage is from the book, Can You Drink the Cup? Nouwen writes, radio, television, newspapers, books, films, but also hard work and a busy social life. All can be ways to run away from ourselves and turn life into long entertainment. The word entertainment is important here. It means literally to keep, tain from the Latin tenere, someone in between from the Latin enter. Entertainment is everything that gets and keeps our mind away from things that are hard to face. Entertainment keeps us distracted, excited, or in suspense. Entertainment is often good for us. It gives us an evening or a day off from our worries and fears. But when we start living life as entertainment, we lose touch with our souls and become little more than spectators in a lifelong show. Even very useful and relevant work can become a way of forgetting who we really are. It is no surprise that for many people, retirement is a fearful prospect. Who are we when there is nothing to keep us busy? That's quite the profound question at the end, isn't it? That's quite the challenging question. Who are we? Who are you? Who am I when there is nothing to keep me busy? Because often we take on this attitude that who I am is what I do. Right? The biggest question the first question that we often ask first people that we meet. We ask, what is your name? But then we ask, well, what do you do? And so there is this kind of sense that we are always called to be doing something, to be producing something, to be making this time in our lives productive in some sense. Even I've noticed now that we are 2 years into the pandemic, there's often this question of how are you making the pandemic productive for you? There's this sense that you got to be producing something. And let's be honest, that even makes its way into the church, doesn't it? Have you ever heard the phrase, idle hands are the devil's plaything? And there's this thought then, that if you take that to heart, that this place of stop, this place of rest, this place of stillness is somehow detrimental to our spiritual life. Because what God really wants of you is to move, to be busy, to do, to produce, to go. Interesting, biblically, that is the ethic of the empire. That is Egypt, of which God calls the people of Israel out of. You are no longer slave drivers in Egypt, or working just for your taskmasters. So there is this call now and says to recognize the danger of relentless busyness. And what he says is, if we live that way, what we actually end up doing is we're removing ourselves from the very force of life that we are called to live. We become spectators in a lifelong show. We're not actually living life. We're just watching things unfold around us. And it actually removes us from the core identity of who we are. Nouwen says that we lose touch with our souls. If we are so busy moving here and doing this and going, then we never have the capacity to respond to the presence of God in this moment. And we are never able to receive the blessedness of God in this moment. And so Nouwen says that this busyness, even as good as it could be sometimes, he talks about how, radio, television, newspapers, but also hard work, as good as that might be, and as a busy social life, as good as that might be. But it can become a way in which we run away from ourselves. And we run away from the call to recognize who we truly are as beloved children of God. See, that is what entertainment does, Nouwen says. Entertainment is the word, and I like that he parses this out, keeping someone in between. So we never actually rest in a spot where we receive the blessedness of the Lord. Now, I like what he says about entertainment because he does highlight that it can be a good thing, right? He says entertainment can be good for us, right? This isn't let's just throw everything out. Entertainment can give us an evening off. It can help us have this place of stepping away from worries or weariness or fears. And that can be a blessed thing. That can be this beautiful place of receiving joy and grace and delight and being encouraged and being built up. And that can be a divine thing. That can be a blessed thing. But if we think that life is just about maximizing our entertainment, maximizing our production, always doing something, then we miss the call to live life with Jesus. And that sometimes calls us to stop. That sometimes calls us to be still. So as you go through the continuing days of Lent, maybe think about your life and do a little bit of an assessment on your life. What's your busyness like? Have you been so busy doing things that you haven't built in the capacity to be with others? This is part of the challenge of Lent, to take a look at our lives and see where God might be exposing things that need to be changed. Well, God bless you as you continue on in these last couple days of Lent, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.